What's up? This is Tom Froming from Twins Daily, and we have confirmation that the Twins have interest in Marcus Semien, a guy who I had picked as my number one target in the free agency based off of projections from MLB Trade Rumors. We'll get to that in a second, but I'll provide a link down in the description to this video of my top 10 free agent targets for this offseason. But let's roll into the reporting. Darren Wolfson from KSTP Channel 5 reported that the Twins have interest. Let's check that out.
It's when, not if, the Twins will make a big move. They're in on starters and relievers, plus want Nelson Cruz back, and are inquiring about free agent middle infielders like Marcus Semien. A source tells me that the Twins, quote, have shown real interest.
And now here we are back at MLB Trade Rumors. I referenced that. These predictions are what I based my opinion off of in that top 10 list. So it wasn't just the player, it was the player and the contract. And I was not expecting Marcus Semien to be among my top guys, really. But at this, what they have him pegged at 1 year, $14 million, that is just such a no-brainer. That's what MLB Trade Rumors projected that he would get. Now, is that realistic? That's a great question, because if we flip over to Fangraphs and their top 50 free agents, just want to point out that they also have him ranked 15th. Over at Fangraphs, he's ranked 4th. And Craig Edwards predicted that he'd get a 4-year, $64 million deal. Now, if we take Semien at that price, which I think he's, I don't think that would be a crazy price for him, but he becomes far less attractive for the Twins at that price in that number of years, because the Twins really don't need another infielder per se. He would be certainly a nice piece to add, but I don't think at this kind of price. And really, even the median crowdsource, which was 3 years, $17 million, maybe a little bit further than what would make sense for the Twins. So where is his dollar value? If it's somewhere in between these two projections, I think that could make a lot of sense. But again, if he's going to be a guy available on a 1-year deal, that's a knockout of the ballpark for me. You sign this guy for that contract, no doubt about it. But let's talk about Semien a little bit more. He had an MVP type season in 2019, struggled a bit in 2020, but let's take a look here again up at Fangraphs. We're looking at from the start of the 2019 season, so the past two seasons combines, and we are looking at Fangraphs WAR. You have Mike Trout, Anthony Rendon, Mookie Betts, Alex Bregman, Cody Bellinger, and number 6 in WAR, Marcus Semien. That's how good he was in 2019, that over the past 2 years, even taking that poor 2020 into account, he is 6th in Fangraphs WAR. And you can see here, just kind of looking at these baseline stats, that, one thing that's really attractive for me about him is this 11.4 walk rate combined with a 15.5 strikeout rate. That's a very manageable strikeout rate for a guy who's going to walk that often. So this is a guy who's going to take good plate appearances. He's playing a premium defensive position, and he plays it fairly well. And bringing the offense, as we can see here, again, 40 home runs over this time frame, and he's hit 270 with a 354 on base percentage, a 486 slugging percentage. That's good enough for a 126 weighted runs created plus. Very nice production out of Marcus Semien. Again, at a 1-year deal, that's a knockout of the park. At a 2-year deal, I think that makes sense. And let's take a look. This may come as a surprise to some people that the Twins are, we have more rumors. We've talked about this a couple times now. We have more rumors that the Twins are looking at the shortstop market, but this is a really good year to be looking for shortstops, whether it be a trade or free agency. And, Jorge Polanco, he had a great 2019. He's had ankle surgeries now. He's, never been the best defensive shortstop. They had him play quite a bit of second base in AAA, so that kind of showed you they were never really all that confident in his ability to play shortstop. But let's take a look here. I've got the last 2 seasons pulled up among shortstops. And in terms of UZR 150, Marcus Semien comes in 8th among shortstops, and Jorge Polanco is 20th. And in terms of defensive runs saved, or defensive runs above average, Marcus Semien is 4th, and Jorge Polanco is 19th. So Semien, maybe not like a gold glove second baseman, but kind of in that mix of an above average, solidly defensive shortstop. And then you have Polanco, who's very much a below average defensive shortstop. So you would be improving the defense as well. at shortstop, and to kind of take into Josh Donaldson into effect. Still expecting big things out of him, but we've seen, with the calf injury, that could take him out, and he could miss some time. It'd be nice to get some extra insurance over at third, and I don't, Miguel Sano's not going back over there, I don't think, anytime soon. And I do think Marcus Semien could play a good third base if you needed him to. So basically, you get almost like Max Kepler. When Byron Buxton's out, Max Kepler is capable of shifting over to center field, and you can have someone else in right field. That would be sort of a Marcus Semien could take over at third for Donaldson when Donaldson's out, and then you have Polanco steps back into shortstop. That can work just fine. Polanco also certainly a capable second baseman. Wolfson mentioned in his report that this may align to a eventual Luis Arraez trade for pitching. I certainly wouldn't mind keeping them all, and having just that depth, that additional depth, because as we've seen, Marwin Gonzalez got plenty of playing time. Even Adrianza got plenty of playing time. So it's not like your starting, 9 is going to be your starting 9, and that's it, and it's all said and done. Your top bench guys, really, a couple, are going to get quite a bit of playing time. So I don't see any reason why they couldn't sign Semien and keep everyone. Certainly pitching, they're going to want to try to acquire pitching as well, which is maybe, an argument some people would say why not to sign Semien. Why are you committing those funds toward another infielder when you have some needs in the starting staff? But with this front office has been very successful in trading for starting pitching. The Kenta Maeda trade sticks out, but also the Jake Odorizzi trade was a pretty good trade too. Unfortunately, this past season he had all the freak injuries with the comebacker and blister issues, but they gave up what eventually ended up being basically nothing for him. So maybe they have another one of those trades up their sleeves. I don't know. But either way, I'm really on the Marcus Semien bandwagon, especially if it comes at this price suggested by MLB Trade Rumors, maybe less so than this Fangraphs price. But we're still in this situation where we're waiting to hear the rules for 2021 with the playoff format, whether or not there's universal DH for sure. So I don't know if anything's going to be happening anytime soon, but certainly we getting that, confirmed report from Wolfson, a reputable reporter in the area. It confirms that where there's smoke, we've got some more smoke coming. So the Twins definitely, it appears, are talking shortstop. So this has been Tom. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, and we'll talk again soon.